What's going on, my boys? Dan here, back again with a brand new mini box breakdown. And I am proud to bring you this video today because this video is a pivotal mark in history. This moment is amazing because this marks the day that you found out that Gladiator Beasts are being entered into Duel Links. Now, I know this box is centered around Neo-Spacians and Neos, but no, none of that matters. All that matters is the Gladiator Beast. As you may know, your boy is a huge Gladiator Beast fan. That is the deck that brought me back to Yu-Gi-Oh! I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Altogether, dropped it like a bad habit, but Gladiator Beast brought me back into Yu-Gi-Oh! It's my favorite deck ever since, always been my favorite cards, and so excited to tell you all about it, play the deck and get in there. I just cannot wait. But before we start doing that, I'm here to just soothe you with my smooth chocolate voice and read off all the cards and give you my opinion on the cards and how effective they will be, and what my opinion are. So let's get right into it. This card I want to talk to you guys about is called the Exiled Force. Now, this card is a very old school card, and if you are familiar with old school Yu-Gi-Oh, you definitely know this card. So real easy effect. You contribute this card to destroy one monster on the field. This is a immediate power creep to something like Man-Eater Bug because you can activate its effect all in one turn. So I'm kind of wondering why they brought out Man-Eater Bug in the last set and then immediately power creeped it with Exile Force, but who knows? At the end of the day, Exile Force might see some play, but I'm 100% with, things like Gladiator Beasts around, but we shall see. Exile Force is a great boss monster killer, especially back in the day. And there aren't many cards that protect from targeted monster effects that are widely used. So this could be a strong card potentially. All right, this next card, Berserk Dragon. Now, it wasn't all that great from back in the day as I remember this card, but maybe in Duel Links it might have an impact. It says it cannot be normal summoner set, must be summoned with Deal with the Dark Ruler, and cannot be special summoned by any other means. This card can attack all opponent's monsters at once. During the end phase, this card loses 500 attack. I think Deal with the Dark Ruler was like some sort of quick play spell. I know this was a pretty gimmicky card, but we'll have to see what Deal with the Dark Ruler does. I'm not really 100% sure what that does, but we'll see, and I'll give you my thoughts as we travel down this box. Elemental Hero Terra Firma. Now, I don't really remember this card or its effects, so let's get right into it and we can talk about it. Must be fusion summoned and cannot be special summoned by other ways. You contribute one face-up elemental hero monster. This card gains attack equal to the tributed monster until the end phase. So basically you can make him really strong. Oh, now I remember this card. I think this card was a McDonald's promo back in the day. Maybe, not 100% sure though, but we'll see what kind of play this gets. It's a contact fusion with elemental hero Woodsman and Ocean. So again, we'll see. Now this is the monster I was talking about. Gladiator Beast Heraclinos, or Heraclinos, or maybe I said all three wrong, but who knows how you really pronounce it. Lots of people are screwing it up or saying it correctly, who knows, but I've always called it Gladiator Beast Heraclinos. Love it. I love this monster. Oh my god, this is like my soul beast. Like, this is the card that I used to live for. So let's read off his effect. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. So you need one Gladiator Beast Laquari and any two Gladiator Beasts. And once you contact fuse and bring this monster out, his effect reads like this. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap is activated, you can discard one card to negate the activation and destroy it. Yes. This card must be face up on the field to activate and resolve its effect. This is my favorite card in the entire game. I'm so happy it's now in Duel Links, and I cannot wait to open up the heart of my credit card to get. I need 3 copies, even though you probably don't need 3 copies. You probably really only need 1, maybe 2 at the most. But I want 3 glorious, ultra rare copies for me. Neo Flamebell Saber. While your opponent has 4 or less cards in the graveyard, this card gains 600 attack. While your opponent has 8 or more cards in graveyard, this card loses 300 attack. Interesting. Not really sure. I mean, maybe I'm not seeing it, but I'm not really seeing what the benefit is of this card or why it's an ultra rare, but maybe you guys can help me out. Into the Void. Ultra rare spell. Activate only if you have 3 or more cards in your hand. Draw 1 card. During the end phase, discard all cards in your hand? Wait, what? It says activate only if you have 3 or more cards in your hand. Draw 1 card. During your end phase, discard all cards in your hand. I can see that being pretty sexy in a couple of decks, but it would be real nasty in like a handless combo, because basically you can use this card to dig through the deck, pull up the resources that you need, everything else you pitch, and then, you know, it leaves you free for your Freeds and whatever. I mean, your Gaias and whatever. Especially like if you got a Chaos Zone, you drew it with that card, you set it face down, you had to discard your whole hand. Let's say you discarded nothing because you said everything. Then on your next turn, you can flip the Chaos Zones, get the Gaia, and summon it. Easy. Upstart Goblin Ninja. So apparently the Upstart Goblin used to be a man at some point. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to find out I'm gonna have to find out about this lore. But first, we're gonna have to read this monster's effect. So he's a warrior, level 4, light, ultra rare ninja. It's a lot. Once per turn, you can send 1 spell. Once per turn, you can send 1 trap from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower ninja from your deck in face-up defense position. Wow. Or face down. Wow, that is insane. Okay, Upstart Goblin Ninja. I see why that's an ultra rare. I get that. What I really think this card is going to be great for is to set up the play for that 1 win ninja that lets you bounce all the cards back, like spells and traps, back to the hand. Of course, if you're playing tunes on ladder, for example, and you have an Upstart Goblin Ninja, if you have him face up on the field, you might get a turn to use his effect to bring out a Crimson Ninja, or not a Crimson Ninja, the one that pops the magic. But I can see this card being pretty useful. I can see this card being like a 1 of in a ninja deck, not necessarily like something you would need 3 of, but it really looks interesting to me. I'm sure it has some really great combo potential. Saphira, Queen of Dragons. So this card is going to be pretty strong with Cyber Angels. I could see people maybe splashing this in and using that ritual spell that uses that can be used for any light monster. Because looking at this monster, it's a level 6 and it has an ability that says when light monsters are sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, you can activate these effects. And basically, you can draw 2 cards and discard 1. You can discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand, or you can add 1 light monster from the graveyard to the hand, and you can only use the effect of this card once per turn. So if they summon this dragon first and then they start to play like Dakini and all those other things, you might be in for a world of hurt. So this card could be potentially extremely dangerous in Cyber Angels, and this is going to be your first well, not first, but this is going to be one of the newer cards that have just recently dropped that could be potentially meta breaking for a current deck. All right, here we go. Cosmic Cyclone, really good ultra rare right now. Pay 1,000 life points, then target 1 spell or trap card on the field and banish it. clear as day. And that's what we needed. Something to remove spell traps regardless of face up or face down. This card right here will change the meta forever, because by having a card that can eliminate a spell or trap regardless of its position is something that will change the flow of the duel, just like Wall of Disruption changed the flow of the duels. Now the game has become a little slower unless you run like OTK like Cyber Angels, and cards like Sergeant Electro are starting to gain a lot more power. So this card is gonna be phenomenal for the game, but also it's gonna open up a lot of aggressive decks. A lot of aggro decks are gonna be coming out the woodwork, and if you got continuous effects that are in spell or trap form and you need to keep it on the board, you're gonna have to run some sort of protection, and you can't run any protection from destruction because this card banishes. So prepare to be wrecked. Trifortress Tops. Trifortress Tops. Yeah, I guess it's Trifortress Tops. Alright. During either player's turn, if your opponent summoned 3 or more monsters this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. It's special summoned this way. It's unaffected by other card effects, but it loses 500 defense during each player's standby phase. Wow, that is... Wow. Okay, I want to say that that's absolute trash, and it's an ultra rare that's not worth having. It shouldn't be in this box. But unless you're playing against Cyber Angels, and when they summon 3 or more monsters in a turn, like what else could you possibly be playing? Maybe Gladiator Beast you're playing. They summon 3 or more monsters all in one turn, which is a possibility. However, this card doesn't seem like it's going to be saving anyone from anything, unless there's some combos of cards I haven't seen yet, but I just don't get it. So let's go on to the next one. All right, so now we're into the super rares. We just finally got Rush Recklessly. Just target a monster boosted by 700 quick play spell. I like this card because it's a quick play spell. I'm surprised that it took this long to get it, but it is a lot better than Horny Unicorn. Mask of Brutality. The watered down version of Acts of Despair basically can give any monster on the field a boost of 1,000 attack, but during each of your standby phases, the person who owns this card, you lose 1,000 life points. Alright, so these are these great Sphinx movie monsters, which is insane. This card can't be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except for paying 500 of them things. When both Andro Sphinx and Sphinx Talea are on your side of the field and are destroyed at the same time, then you can special summon this monster from your hand or deck. Insane. When this card is special summoned, pay 500 life points to increase the attack of this card by 3,000 until the end of the turn. So basically this card can have 6,500 attack. Back in the day, I had a Sphinx Talea Guardians, forget what these called, the Great Sphinx decks. I had one of these decks. It's pretty bad. It's hyper bricky, but in Duel Links, will it be better? Maybe. You can never really tell in Duel Links. Sometimes cards from the original card game that are terrible are really good in the Duel Links. So we'll see, but I forgot what Sphinx Talea and Andro Sphinx says, but I know that they can only be summoned unless you have Pyramid of Light. And since Pyramid of Light, as far as I know, Continuous Trap isn't searchable by anything, then how good is it really going to be? UFO Roid Fighter. A UFO Roid and 1 warrior monster. I don't even know if we have UFO Roid. Maybe I didn't see it yet. Oh, it's in this box, of course. A fusion summon of this card can only be conducted by the above fusion materials. The attack and defense of this card becomes equal to the combined attack and defense of the fusion materials used to create it. So basically you can make a big beefy stankin' beast. UFO Roid, I think it's got like 1,300 or 1,200 or some sort of attack that's below 2,000. I really think it's below 1,500, so it might be 12. And then the biggest warrior I can think of is the Swamp Battle God, or what is his name? No, not the Swamp Battle God. The Battle God King at 3,000. So Battle God King plus UFO Roid will make a 4,200 beast. So get in there, my boy. Elemental Hero Woodsman. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can add one polywalymerization from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Sexy. Gladiator Beast Laquari. Now, this of all the Gladiator Beasts is the key monster. You're going to need 3 copies of this man. 1,800 Fire Beat Stick Beast Warrior. If this card is special summoned by the power of the Gladiator Beast, his original attack goes to 2,100. Don't increase it from 18 to 21. No, it goes to 21. He takes it to the next level. And at the end of the battle phase, if this monster attacked or was attacked, you can tag out. You can shuffle this card into the deck. Special summon yet again a Gladiator Beast. But you cannot summon back Laquari. It is forbidden. One of the key pivotal cards for this deck, because you need him to summon the ultimate beast, Gladiator Beast Heraclinos. But he is not the MVP, for there is an MVP that I have not introduced you to yet, but you will learn his name in due time. Let's go to the next card. Gladiator Beast and Dale. Beast Warrior. The one-eyed warrior bear is an aggressive hunter that strikes down its prey with powerful swipes of his claws. No one can bear the brunt of his tremendously fast and heavy blows. And I would say 1,900 is quite the heavy blow for Duel Links. Elemental Hero Storm Neos. Now this beast is ready to go. I'm not really sure how these Neo-Spacians are going to be hitting. The cost is just way too high. You need 3 monsters. Yeah, 3 monsters. I thought it said 4 for a second. I had to double check, but it just had, the names are so big. You need 3 monsters to make this guy. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control into the deck. You're gonna have a full field of cards. Once per turn, you can destroy all set spell or trap cards on the field. During the end phase, shuffle this card into your deck if you don't got Neo-Space. These Neo-Spacians are garbage. But I'm sure this is gonna be like a pretty cool fun deck, interesting deck to tilt somebody with. This is not gonna be a KLG or tournament winning deck. Well, at least this guy. Impenetrable Attack, another game-breaking trap card that could potentially change the flow of the game. During the battle phase, activate one of these cards' effects. Target one monster on the field that cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. During the turn. During this battle phase, you take no battle damage during this battle. It's a Wabaku for destruction and damage. Perfect to play with your Gladiator Beast and mostly anything else, but your Gladiator Beast. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swallow. I have no idea what these Fire Fist monsters do. I stopped playing right when they had came out, actually. You can special summon this card from your hand by sending 3 face-up fire formation spell cards or trap cards you control to the graveyard. When this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can set 1 fire formation trap card directly from your deck. Wow. You can only use this effect of the Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Swallow once per turn. Face up Beast Warrior monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Wow. 1 tribute, level 5 Fire Beast Warrior. What do I think? We'll have to see what other Brotherhood monsters are out to see if this card is actually going to be viable. Gladiator Beast Nerokius. Now everyone kind of hates on this card, and reasonable, but this card has lots of interesting effects. A lot of people throw this card off and just disregard it. If you play Gladiator Beast and you are like an avid Gladiator Beast fan, if you're playing, I'm sure, like Duel Links or regular. I can't speak on regular Yu-Gi-Oh since I don't play regular Yu-Gi-Oh. But I feel like this card is so situational that if you run it, you should just run one and don't run anything else. This is one of those cards that you run one of or none of, but it's hyper situational. So in Duel Links, it's even more condensed. So again, hyper situational. It's actually more like a win more, but let's read the card. So this card can use any 3 Gladiator Beasts, unlike Herc. Herc needs 1 Laquari. This one does not need any specifics, just any 3 Gladiator Beasts. Must first be special summoned from the extra deck, meaning you can bring them back by shuffling the above cards in there. You do not need the polymerization boy. He can't be destroyed by battle. First off, best thing, he's not a rapper. And also, if this card is attacked or it is attacked, you can do the tag out jutsu and go grab 2 Gladiator Beasts instead of 1. So the cool thing about him is that he can't die by battle. So that's going to give you the ability to do your swap out to go and get whoever you need. But he can only go get 2, but in Gladiator Beast 2 is enough. So we'll see. But it's going to be at least 1 for me. First Aid Squad, another super rare. Not sure what this does, so let's read it. Target one normal monster in the graveyard. Add it to your hand. When a normal monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from the graveyard in defense position as a normal monster. 1200 attack, 400 defense. That's hilarious. Wow. And then this card is not treated as a trap. You can only use the effect of First Aid Squad once per turn. If summoned this way, banish this card when it leaves the field. Wow, that's an interesting card. I'm not really sure how you would implement this and what deck, but I'm sure that like some combos come out of it. But I do like the artwork. Just kind of all of the legendary warriors of Yu-Gi-Oh are all in one place, wounded after like the most dankest battle. They must have been fighting me, fisticuffs. But yeah, pretty okay. My booty as a shield. Yes. All right. 1,500 of them things. If a card was activated to destroy something, spell or trap, will destroy a monster or monsters. Pay 500 of them things, negate it. My booty as a shield. Perfect card to use with your Gladiator Beast because, well, back in the day, it was a perfect card. Not sure how it's going to be for Duel Links, but my booty as a shield is going to be an excellent card. Excellent card to protect boss monsters. Sphinx, one of them dank monsters. Pay 500 life points to special summon this card if you have the Pyramid of Light on the field. This card can attack on the first turn it was summoned. If this card destroys an opponent's monster, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to half the attack of the destroyed beast. That's why Sphinx is pretty nasty. Back in the day, in that deck I told you about earlier, when it popped, but most of the time it didn't pop. But when it popped off, it popped off. Now I remember getting a lot of wins off of Sphinx and Sphinx to Leia without going into the Ultimate Beast, but we'll digress on that a little later. Sphinx to Leia, more like thick to Leia. This beast warrior, well, no, it's a beast. This mighty beast level infinity. You can pay 500 life points to special summon this card when you have the Pyramid of Light on the field. It can't attack the turn it was summoned like that other guy. And this card cannot be summoned from the graveyard. But if this card destroys a defense position monster as a result of Blardle, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to half the defense of that worthless beast. Pretty okay. But again, you need a Pyramid of Light, so that makes it garbage. Refusion. Activate by paying 800 of them life points. Special summon a fusion monster from the graveyard. And if it dies, banish it. Good. Can't wait to use Refusion. It's a sexy card for sexy duelists. UFO Roy. Your boy is a super genius. Your boy is a Duel Links genius. I remembered that. 1,200 attack and defense. I remembered it totally. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Machina monster from your deck with 1,500 of them things or less in attack position. Wow, but he does have like 6 stars, so why did they hold him like that? That is insane. Should have been level 4. Come on. But actually, we don't have any real floaters that do that. Die as a result of battle, go get a monster thing. If this is like the bridge, can we at least get that Mystic Tomato? I want that Mr. Tomato. Go ahead and give him to me. Cybernetic Cyclopean. I used to love playing this card back in the day. I used to have a handless card deck back in the day, but Cybernetic Cyclopean basically can go to 2,400 if you have no cards in hand. That's insane. That's stronger than every handless monster that's out currently. 2,400, no cards in hand. Disgusting. He's even stronger than the Gaia that you get to summon for free. So Gaia might even be out the deck. So you never really know, but this card is disgusting. And also, if your opponent Econ takes this card, if they can't get cards out their hand, their monster, well, this for them, this card is gonna have 14 attack, not 24. So that's also a benefit. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. I remember I used to play with this card too. I just liked how it looked. I just thought it was like so cool. But when this card is summoned, you can declare a different monster card's attribute equal to the number of disciples of the Forbidden Spell in the graveyard. If this card attacks a monster with a declared attribute, destroy the monster with this card's effect without applying damage calculation. Absolutely insane. So basically, you can do that Sasuke effect, but it can do it with any monster. Doesn't have to be face down, which is also disgusting. Elemental Hero Ocean. So now we're starting to get these heroes fleshed out. We should probably be able to build a decent hero deck soon, but I don't think we're going to get any of the heroes that does 1-for-1 removal that was so easy, or cards like Dark Law that's going to just bust the game up. But we're going to just get this little trickle of random heroes like this. So once per turn during the standby phase, you can target one hero monster you control or in the graveyard and return it to the hand. It's going to be really, really good if you're playing against someone like a Weevil, for example, and they have any of those masks equipped to your monster. You're going to die. You're going to take some burn. You can use Heroes Ocean's effect, bounce the monster back, or recover cards from the grave, which is also good too. So this card's going to be pretty versatile, but again, they're heroes, so it's going to be kind of tough to say how strong they're going to be. Elemental Hero Aqua Neos. Now, of all the Neo-Spacian monsters, the one that I found back in the day, again, all these cards are old school cards. Back in the day, to work the best was the Neo-Spacian leaning towards water. I found out like picking an element and building a deck around that one monster and theming around the boss monster is the best way back then. So probably same now. And this card was pretty cool to my memory. Again, more of a fun. Must be special summoned from an extra deck by shuffling the above cards you control back into the deck. Once per turn, you can discard one card, destroy one random card in your opponent's hand. During the end phase, shuffle this card into the extra deck if you don't got the Neo space. But the bad thing about this is, the problem with this card is it destroys. And if it destroys, I've been playing a lot of Phoenixes in Legend, so that might not be good. A lot of people are playing Phoenix, so this card would not help against that. And because of that, I would say is not going to be very competitive because Phoenix exists. Neo-Spacian Aqua Dolphin. Once per turn, you can discard one card, look at your opponent's hand, and choose one monster in it. If you control a monster with attack points greater or equal to the monster that you chose, destroy the monster and that was chosen and inflict 500 damage to the opponent. Otherwise, I take 500. So again, just nice little hand control. Neo-Space. Now, I've mentioned this card a bunch of times and you probably didn't know what the hell I was talking about, but this is the card that allows Neo-Spacians to fuse and stay on the board instead of their last effect that sends them back to the deck, like for whatever reason. I don't know why they gave them that restriction. Elemental Hero Neos and all fusion monsters that list Elemental Hero Neos as a fusion material monster gains 500 attack points. Fusion monsters that list Elemental Hero Neos as a fusion material monster do not have to activate their effects during the end phase that shuffle them into the extra deck. So basically just making it real clear, you don't have to do the last effect. You're gonna get a 500 point boost, and then on top of all that, you're gonna win games. Well, maybe not. Field barrier. Field cards on the field cannot be destroyed. Neither player can activate a new field spell. You can only control one field barrier. So basically field barrier and tunes. Neo-Spacian Pathfinder 1800 level 4 can be boosted by 500 with Neo-Space, so that's pretty good. Oh wait, no, it can't. It doesn't have Elemental Hero Neos listed on anything, so I take it back. Neo-Space Pathfinder. It's gonna be one of those searcher cards for the field spells. It's gonna be really helpful. 1800 level 4 warrior, which is always great. That's light. And this is when this card is discarded from your hand to the graveyard, you can add a Neo-Space from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is pretty awesome. 800 attack is just nothing to sneeze at. Gladiator Beast Alexander. Now this is, if you're talking about like the Megazord monster that brings everyone together, Alexander is that cornerstone for the Gladiator Beast. However, he does not see much. Well, he didn't see any play back in the day for competitive play, but now he might see some play because his effect says if he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, this card is unaffected by spell cards, period. And he can also tag out to get another Glad Beast. Being unaffected by spells is insane in this game, and with so much trap support now, if you just have him out unaffected by spells and then you back him up with your traps, and also you remove their traps because you have Gladiator Beast and then new Cosmic Typhoon, pay 1,000, banish a spell trap. Gladiator Beast Mermillo. Now this is one of those MVP cards, but not the MVP cards, but one of the MVP cards. And his ability says when he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, meaning the tag out, after they've done battle, you can put one back into the deck to grab another one. Use his effect to destroy any face-up monster. So good. So good. All right. Gladiator Beast Bestiary. Now this card has been banned and restricted multiple times in the original game. So you know that this card was going to be disgusting. You're going to envy and hate this card eventually. Because not only does this card destroy any spell or trap face up or face down if it's tagged in with the Gladiator Beast effect, it also is 1/2 of the fusion material for Gladiator Beast Gizaris. And you boys will meet Gizaris soon enough. Test Ape. Caesar. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Gladiator Beast monster from your deck. Pretty good for Duel Links. Didn't see mainstream play, but pretty good for Duel Links. Gladiator Beast Cage, the Coliseum Cage. Place a counter on this card for each time a monster is special summoned from either player's deck. All Gladiator Beast monsters gain 100 attack and defense for each of these counters added this way. If this card will be destroyed by a card effect, you can discard one Coliseum Cage to prevent. Yeah, you got to actually discard an entire Coliseum Cage to prevent it. You can't use the tokens. So this card is pretty much garbage. It was garbage in the TCG. It's just you don't really need it at all. Gladiator Beast for Spite. Pretty much like Moray of Greed, but for Gladiator Beast. You take 2 Gladiator Beast cards, not monsters, cards, and shuffle them into the deck. So you can have Gladiator Beast War Chariot, not sure if War Chariot came out, or any other Gladiator Beast card, and shuffle them back into the deck. Draw 3. Gen X Searcher. So I did hear that we have Gen X and Allied Justice monsters in this box. Seeing that most of them are going to be commons and rares, you can trust that, you know, they're going to be okay or just good enough or functional. But it's not like we're going to get the new Cyber Angels out of these rares and normals. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Gen X monster with 500. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one Gen X monster with 1500 attack or less from your deck in attack position. That's sexy. Hopefully the monster that you can summon can do something deep. Ally of Justice Searcher. Once per turn, you can discard one card to select one face down defense position monster your opponent controls and change it to face up attack position. Flip effects are not activated at this time. That could be devastating for playing against someone like, I don't know, someone playing a Crystal Seer and you flip that Crystal Seer. That could be devastating on someone. Just opening up a pathway to their life points on Duel Links is disgusting. So I can see this card getting some random play, but who knows, you know, if it's gonna be in the Ally of Justice deck meta deck of all time, strongest deck ever, tier 0 deck. Ally of Justice Cosmic Gateway. I remember having a couple of these back in the day and I thought, this is a pretty nice looking cool card, but I never understood how a gateway fights. But anyway, if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, including a light monster, you can special summon this card from the hand. So pretty much a Fiend Mega Cyber with 2400 attack, but can only be summoned if there's at least one light. Our Gen X Accelerator. So we got a new Gen X monster, 1900 defense, level 4. I'm hyped for that. When a Gen X monster is added from your deck to the hand, you can reveal that monster to special summon it. Damn, that is really good. I like that 19 defense, 15 attack. The Grand Jupiter. Okay. Once per turn, you can discard 2 cards, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Equip that face-up monster to this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined original attack of the monster equipped by this. Once per turn during the end phase, you can target one monster equipped to this card by this effect and special summon it to your side of the field. Okay. Interesting. Not sure how much play it's gonna get. Probably no play. Gladiator Beast Esdari. Now the funny thing about this card is just any 2 Gladiator Beast beat stick 2500. The weird thing about him is that he doesn't allow you to tag in and tag out, but he's got 2500 body. Could be pretty nasty and a beetle down. I see these Brotherhoods of Fire pretty thick, but here's the next Brotherhood of Fire. Brotherhood of Fire Raven. If this card is sent to the grave, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can set one fire formation spell or trap directly from the deck. Fire formation spell or trap cards cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Pretty nice, these fire formation. Fire formation Tensu. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Beast Warrior type monster in addition to your normal summon, or set all Beast Warrior type monsters you control gain an extra 100 attack. It's pretty decent. Sure, it could be even better in that Tinky. Fire formation Tinkin. Activate only during your main phase. When this card is activated, target one Beast Warrior monster you control. During this phase, its effects are negated. Also, it is unaffected by the effects of cards other than this card. This applies even if the monster leaves the field. All Beast Warrior monsters you control gain 300 attack. Wow. That's interesting for sure. Brotherhood of Fire Buffaloes, 1700 attack. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send a total of 2 Fire Fist / Fire Formation cards from your hand or face up on your side of the field to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your graveyard. You can only use the effect of Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Buffalo once per turn. Interesting. Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Coyote. If you control a fire formation spell or trap card and no other monsters, you can special summon this card from the hand. Pretty interesting. Wow, so you can play a fire formation spell and cyber dragon this guy out. 2100 attack. This is a cyber dragon. That's interesting. Hymn of Light. This is a ritual spell that summons that big level 6 monster. If a ritual monster you control will be destroyed by battle or by card effects while this card's in the graveyard, you can banish it. Wow, so this card will protect all ritual monsters. So for sure, people. Wow, so this Hymn of Light. All right, this is going to be the Hymn of Light. So this is that ritual card I was telling you about. This card is going to be really important because, like I said, it's going to really boost Cyber Angels because its effect says if a ritual monsters you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card from the graveyard instead. That's insane. So combine this with Cyber Angels, there was no point in removing Machine Angel Ritual because this card is going to step in for Machine Angel Ritual and protect all the monsters. So Backup Squad. Each time you take 1,000 or more damage by your opponent's card effect or monster attacks, draw one card for each 1,000 damage. I can see this card being used maybe, but unless you get it like in the beginning before you start taking any real damage, to be honest, the most you could ever draw is 3 and the least you'd ever draw is 1. That doesn't really seem like a good enough risk to take, so I don't know if I'll play something like this. Infinite Cards allows you to have infinite cards. Life Absorbing Machine. During your standby phase, gain life points equal to half the total life points you paid during your last turn. Interest. Bottomless Shifting Sand. At the end of your opponent's turn, destroy the face-up monsters with the highest attack on the field. During your standby phase, if you have 4 or less cards in your hand, destroy this card. Wow, that could be interesting. I wonder if people are actually going to try to use this card. It basically says at the end of the turn, if they got big monsters, make your opponent kill off some of those big monsters. Because it doesn't let you specifically target, I would say that's why it's normal and probably no one would use it or more likely overlook it. But there's tons of situational cards people are using all the time, so who knows, this could be one of them. Remove Brainwashing. The control of all monsters in the field return to the owners. Awesome. Ninkin. That's how we used to call him back in the day. Ninkin. I don't know why, but that's what we just used to call him. Beast Warrior. A ninja dog who has mastered extreme ninjutsu through hard training. It's learned the technique to metamorphose into a human being. He once was a man. All right, here's that card I was telling you about earlier. Deal with the Dark Ruler. This card is treated as an Archfiend card. If a level 8 or higher monster under your control is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon one Berserk Dragon from your hand or deck. Interesting. Neo Bug. This man has entered and left the Matrix. A huge bug-like monster. See, bug-like. Not even an insect, actually. Said to come from another planet. Wow, okay, I was right. It gathers in swarms. Oh, that's disgusting. Fiend's Hand Mirror. Switch the opponent's spell effect that targets one spell or trap to another. Spell economics. You do not pay life points to activate spells. I wish I could use spell economics on my build. Pyramid of Light. If you activate this card, if this face-up card is removed from the field, destroy Andro Sphinx and Sphinx Teleia on your side of the field and remove them from play. Rampart Smashing. the equipped monster attacks a face down defense position monster, it gains 1500 attack points during damage step. Pretty good. Neo-Spacian Hummingbird. Once per turn, you gain 500 life points for each card in your hand. Great. Neo-Spacian Glow Moss. When this card attacks or is attacked, your opponent draws one card, reveal it, and based on the type, apply these effects. Monster in the battle phase. Spell. If this card attacked or is attacked, you can change. Spell. If this card if this card is attacking, you can change it to a direct attack instead. Trap. Change this card to defense position. So, like I said, Neo-Spacians are kind of trash. Lots of random effects. Probably not going to be all that great. Terra Firma Gravity. During your opponent's battle phase, if you control elemental hero Terra Firma, this turn, all level 4 or lower monsters your opponent controls that can attack a face-up elemental hero Terra Firma you control must attack and cannot otherwise attack. So very specific, but it's a starch defender. Elemental hero Glow Moss. All the same crap about needing a contact fuse with the right materials, blah blah blah, but pretty much the same effects as Glow Moss. Nothing too amazing, just trash. But yeah, if you pull a monster using Glow Moss's effect, it can attack. If you pull a spell, I guess this card can attack directly. And if it's a trap, you can change a card to defense position. Not all that great. Pretty bad, actually. Next, send one face-up Neo-Spacian monster you control to the graveyard. Special summon one level 4 monster with the same name from your extra deck. Again, more Neo-Spacian trash. Neo-Spacian Marine Dolphin. Oh my gosh, so much text. Once per turn, you can discard one card to look at your opponent's hand and select a monster, and if you do, the control of a monster with attack greater than or equal to the card you discard is destroyed during the damage step. Inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent. Now, Elemental Hero Marine Neos. Elemental Hero Neos and Neo-Spacian Marine Dolphin. So this is a fusion of a fusion. Jeez. Must be special summoned from the extra deck by shuffling the above cards into the deck. You do not need polymerization. Once per turn, you can destroy one random card in your opponent's hand. Cute. Gladiator Beast Demikari. This card basically can attack twice after you've activated the Gladiator Beast effect. Pretty damn good in Duel Links. That's going to give you a hot 32. Gladiator Beast Sectar. Now this card puts in work. If he does battle, he can summon 2 Gladiator Beasts with his effect and stay on the field. So that's 3 monsters easy herc. However, we did not get any test tigers, and I don't think we are going to get any anytime soon. And I'm not really sure how an effect like this would actually go off in Duel Links, because it would actually be pretty dang slow. So yeah, with that, I'm not sure how strong this card's going to be in particular, but if more support comes out for it, I'm sure it'll just get even better. Gladiator Beast Battle Hellberg. Now this card equips to any Gladiator Beast, and after doing the Gladiator Beast tag thing, it can go back to your hand. But it also, the side effect of this is when a monster attacks with this card, you can destroy a spell or trap. So probably won't be used, but we'll see. Gladiator Beast Battle Gradius. So basically this card is a butterfly dagger, but only for Gladiator Beast. Equip only to a Gladiator Beast monster. It gains 300 attack. When the equipped monster is returned from your side of the field to the deck, and this card is sent to the graveyard, return this card to your hand. pretty decent, but I doubt it'll see play. Gladiator Beast Return. Target 3 Gladiator Beast monsters in the graveyard. Return to the deck and draw 1 card. Maybe. Disarm. Return 1 Gladiator Beast monster card from your hand to the deck. If you do, negate the activation of spell card. Same thing, but for traps. Same thing as all them other glow dudes. Instant Neo-Space. Not all that great. Just gonna be a card that people are gonna use. Well, might use with Elemental Hero Neos, but who knows? Neos, I really don't think. Gladiator Beast Octavius. So this card destroys random spell or traps, but they have to be face down. So you got to target a face down spell or trap, and he can destroy it. But at the end of the battle phase, you can target him out, and he can't get any other tags. And also, to keep him on the board, you got to discard a card. So basically, he's suffering from those Neos things. He's just not a good card at all. This is like one of the worst Gladiator Beasts. Gladiator Lash. Activate only when you special summon a Gladiator Beast monster. Your opponent discards 1 card of their Ally of Justice, Unknown Crusher. When this card battles light monsters, remove that light monster from the game. Falco. Basically, its flip effect puts all monsters. Ally of Justice Nullifier. Effects of light monsters that battle this card are negated. 1600 Dark Machine could be useful for something else. Ally of Justice Enemy Catcher. When this card is normal summoned, you gain control of 1 face down defense position monster your opponent controls until the end phase. Wow, that's interesting. It'd be nice to play with that card and see what type of shenanigans we can get into. I don't see why they give all this text. Ally of Justice Thunder Armor. Basically, he does piercing damage. Worm Mildeth. You can equip this card to a monster your opponent controls as an equipped card. Inflict 400 points of damage to your opponent. You can equip this card to a monster your opponent controls as an equipped spell. Inflict 400 points of damage during each standby phase. They're just giving burn random extra cards. Wow. Worm Noble. If this card is flip face up by opponent's monster effects, inflict damage equal to half the attack of the attacking monster. Wow. Trojan Gladiator Beast. Special summon 1 Gladiator Beast monster from your hand to your opponent's side of the field and draw a card. Ally of Justice Reverse Break. Ally of Justice Ultimer. You contribute this card to select 1 face-up Ally of Justice monster you control and double its original attack. Into the end phase though. Once per turn, you can select 2 Ice Barrier monsters in their graveyard and return them to your return the selected monster to your deck, and each player draws. Sacred Spirit of Ice Barriers. A zombie. This card cannot be special summoned. This card returns to the hand during the end phase. This card cannot be special summoned. Okay, I didn't even read it. Sacred Spirit of the Ice Barriers. This card cannot be special summoned. This card returns to the hand during the end phase of the turn it was normal summon or flip face up in attack position. Unless you control another face up Ice Barrier monster, it's going bye-bye. In that case, this card's effect changes to select 1 monster your opponent controls and return to the hand. So basically, this is like a really dank Dakini, but it's a level 4 Ice Barrier monster. Trash. Sick. Neo Flamebell Shaman. If this card destroys opponent's monster by battle while you have 3 or more Flamebell monsters in the graveyard, select 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and remove it from play. If your opponent does not have spells trapped in the graveyard, this card effect inflicts 500 points of damage. Neo Flamebell Garuda. During the end phase, if you control another face-up Flamebell monster, select 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and remove it. Secret guards of ice barriers. Face up ice barrier monsters you control cannot be targeted by effects of opponent's monsters. Gladiator Beast Augustus, another Gladiator Beast card that people kind of don't like, but I like him. Pretty interesting. When he's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, first off, he's a 2600 Wing Beast Dark level 8 beater, insanity. But after he's special summoned, he can special summon a Gladiator Beast monster from the hand, so it really opens you up to the good plays for Herc. So finite cards is the final card we have in the box, and it's very, very, very simple, easy text. The hand size of each player becomes 3. So this is the entire box, my boys. I'm really excited. I've been saving my gems up for a moment like this, and I can't wait to get in there and start buying these cards and just going in fully. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in another dank video. Keep it dank.